Alrighty, long overdue review and revisit on the M6. So before I go into the tank, like a small amount of history 101, and that is, in the tech tree, it follows on from the T1 Heavy, right? So back in the day, back in 2014, I ground up through the T1 Heavy line first. And I can remember getting to the M6 and just being really excited because I loved the T1 Heavy. And the M6 just looked like a bigger, nastier version of that. And it wasn't. And it really wasn't. And the reason for that was that it was a giant, squishy marshmallow of a tank. Big as a house, kind of slow, goes backwards fairly badly. Just everything that they shot you with back in the day would just go into your giant marshmallow, like, and you'd be like, God, this is fucking shit. This sucks. And to be fair, I sucked as well. I mean, I'm fond of saying it. First 2,000 games I played, I sucked. I used to, used to get so much abuse back in the day as well, just for being shit off people, which is pretty harsh. And then I went up into the T32 and I sucked in that as well. And anyway, I digress. So the M6 was buffed a couple of releases back, and what they did was what they should have done in the first place, which is actually give it some armour. And boy, have they given it some armour. So it's now no longer a squishy marshmallow, it's a proper bully. So I'll show you a couple of games. One game where I bully, one game where I play it the other way it can be played, especially when it's lower tier. So points to note, the front of the tank, the turret, is now typically American, and the front plate is rock hard. You angle the tank in the same way as the T1 Heavy, so the gun pretty much over the front drive wheel, and you just show them, like in this game. I know it's not thrilling, but I want to show a classic M6 game. You hold down and you just show them the angled part of your front armour over the front drive wheel, and you show them the turret. And you say, righto, bloody good luck to you going through, and then you use the gun to farm them. And there's no real need until the end of the game to really progress forward, especially in that position. The tank is so strong. Unless they're new brush, even if they're pushed across the top there, I would have been very confident just to sit there, hold down, bounce the shots, make them hurt. And I laid the hurt into that Tiger big time. I just took him out of the game and tracked him and all the rest of it. And that is, like a classic M6 game, commodity. And, the red team haven't really done much in that game, and I've not had to do much, but it's on because you can see that hold down, just showing that little bit of front plate, wiggling it around, giving them a bit of turret. You can see the thing is rock hard. It is rock hard now. It's right up there with the ARL44 in terms of tier 6 heavies. I think the ARL44 maybe just has it a little bit on alpha in the gun, a little bit more mobility in my opinion, a little bit, just a little bit more all round. But the M6 situationally is fantastic. So the second game is a top tier game, but you'll note, in all fairness, that there are, for example, there's a BDR platoon, which is a really strong tank at any tier. If you've got a game in the M6 and it's a tier 5 match, you're top tier, and there's a lot of lights and meds, then you can really bully in it. So what we're going to do, Tshep and I are going to go off round right and basically try and take their meds and lights out. And this game is really not going to go to plan at all, and it's going to be very, very tight, and the red team are going to give us one hell of a game. And actually, I've spent a fair amount of time, bitching and moaning about, where are all the 50% players and why the shitting hell are all the games so bipolar in nature and all the rest of it. This is a rare example of a pretty damn balanced game. Balanced in the sense that our team die really quickly, but also in the sense that the red team, towards the back end of the game, don't give themselves up easy. They really make us work for this for this win. It's a tough game. But you can see that same sort of rules apply. I mean, the team pushed around this side of the map, and as happens so often with Blitz, they've got no plan B. So, like, effectively, when the red team aren't here, they then sort of hesitate and take up nothing positions and sort of sit in the middle. Like, you know, look where the Chinu is, look where our Crusader is. They've been sort of caught out. They haven't got a plan B. And Ali Chap and I are like looking at it. There's 2 BDRs up there. There's a Firefly, which is a pain in the butt. There's a PZG from a decent clan who's flanked round. And there's this Firefly, which has put down an awful lot of damage in not very long and had a reasonably good game. And, you know, he'd be entitled to think that, you know, this should be a win from here, in all fairness to him. He's run his game. But you can see now that the M6 is going to begin to work its magic. Not that the gun's spectacular or that the pen on it's amazing, just from the point of view that I'm about to sit here and absorb one truckload of abuse and damage, and they're going to come at me and they're going to shoot me from all bloody angles, and I'm going to wiggle it around and show them the front plate and just be nasty in the middle here. And you could say, right, well, the tank's not in the best of places for it. Well, it was at the start of the game, but now they're pushing me. And what I've said to Ali Chap is, look, don't worry about me. You know, at the end of the day, I'm all right here. I'm driving an M6. It's a freaking bully. I'm going to sit here. I'll deal with the KV-1S. All you got to do, dude, is just make sure that those guys don't cap out. And fortunately for us, we've also got a Hellcat who is taking his shots behind us. So I'm quite happy to sit here and absorb damage and get shot, because I know Ali's a really good shot, and I know that I've got Hellcat off to the other side. So I'm finally going to get this PZ out of the game. I'm going to bounce another one off the BDR, and you can see what a beast this tank is in these situations. It is a freaking bully. And you can also see, if you look at the side of the tank, I know it's an obvious statement to make, but look where I've been penetrated. You know, pretty much through the front drive wheel. Well, that's a limitation in any tank, and in the side. And the side of the tank and the back of the tank, yeah, forget about it. But at the end of the day, as long as you're putting your M6 in the right place on the battlefield, as long as you hold down it, as long as you're facing it forward and angling it, you're going to bounce a lot of shots and you're going to do a truckload of damage. You're going to stay in the game a long time. The only don'ts with this tank are driving it out into open ground, and look at the shot, what a twat. Anyway, sticking it in open ground, side on. Yeah, if you do that, you'd be like, oh, this tank's weak, it's not very good. It's like, well, yeah, but you know, that's just stupidity. So at the end of the day, just do what I've sort of done in these 2 games in it, and you'll be absolutely apples. The other thing to note, and I think this is quite important, it works really well in platoon with another M6. That's why I'm playing with Ali this evening. I tend to be the patsy who gets shot. He sits at the back and deals with them. But it platoons really well with another M6 or an AL-44. The games that I've lost in this tank tend to be the ones where I've played it out platoon. I know that sounds weird, but it just works really well in collaboration with another heavy on a flank. And if you with another player who knows what they're doing, you're going to be just fine. M6 ARL-44 platoon is rock hard strong. And the ARL brings just a little bit more damage, a little bit more mobility, just a little bit more to the thing. So I would recommend that you platoon it with another heavy, and you know you'll be absolutely apples even when you're up tiered into tier 7. And you can see there's another 1.3k bounced, another 2k game, and I've pretty much held the line there, which is what you should be doing in a heavy tank. And you know, statistically, I think over the last couple of days since I bought the tank back, I think I've won 69% of my games in it, and I was doing 50. You know, so I think really the tank's sort of 20% better. I'm probably 10% better as a player, I don't know. But you know what I mean, take the point. I think if you haven't got this thing in your garage, or you played it a long time ago and it sucked, just buy it back if you want some fun at tier 6. It's absolutely great tank now. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. See you, bye.